Good day, everyone. I am Kennedy James C. Hiliado, and today I will be discussing the pork carcass and its wholesale cuts. And this topic is important in meat science, animal production, and livestock marketing because it helps us understand how pork is processed from slaughter to retail products. And specifically, we will focus on the five major wholesale cuts of pork: the shoulder, loin, belly, ham, and side, and we will examine their location in the carcass, their characteristics, and their common uses. After that, we will also compare pork carcass structure with beef carcass to highlight their differences in muscle composition, fat distribution, and market value. And by the end of this presentation, we should be able to identify each cut and understand its importance in meat processing and culinary applications. So, first is, what is pork carcass? So, a pork carcass refers to the dressed body of a pig after slaughter. And during dressing, several parts are removed, including the blood, hair, head, hooves, and internal organs. And the purpose of this is to prepare the animal for meat fabrication. And after dressing, the carcass is split lengthwise down the vertebral column into two equal halves called sides, and these sides are then chilled to improve meat quality and reduce microbial growth. And once chilled, the carcass is fabricated into wholesale cuts. Wholesale cuts are large primal sections that are further processed into smaller retail cuts, such as pork chops, bacon, ham, and ground pork. And so understanding the carcass structure help butchers and processors and also consumers identify where each meat product originates. And so next slide is major pork wholesale cuts. So the pork carcass is divided into five major wholesale cuts, namely the shoulder, loin, belly, ham, and side. And these divisions are based on an anatomical location and muscle function, and each cut differs in tenderness, fat content, connective tissue, and preferred cooking method. So, uh, muscles that are used more frequently for movements, such as those in the shoulder, tend to be tougher and contain more connective tissue. And also, it in contrast, muscles that perform less work, such as those in the loin, are more tender. Fat distribution also varies among cuts, influencing flavor and juiciness. So these differences are important for determining processing methods, cooking techniques, and market value. So let's move forward to the major wholesale cuts of the fork. Well, pork. So, first is the shoulder. So, it is located at the front portion of the pig and includes the foreleg. Because this area is heavily used during movement and weight bearing, it contains more connective tissue and muscle fibers, making it less tender compared to other cuts. So the shoulder is commonly divided into two subprimal cuts: the Boston butt, which comes from the upper portion, and the picnic shoulder, which comes from the lower portion. Despite being less tender, the shoulder is very flavorful due to its uh, moderate fat content. It is often used for slow cooking methods such as braising, stewing, and roasting. And these cooking methods break down connective tissue, resulting in tender meat. So, shoulder cuts are also commonly used for mm, ground pork, sausages, and pulled pork. And next is the loin. So the loin is located along the back of the pig, extending from the shoulder to the ham. So this area performs less physical work, which results in more tender meat. So the loin is considered one of the most valuable cuts because of its tenderness and lean composition. And it produces several popular retail cuts such as pork chops, tenderloin, and back ribs. And pork chops are sliced perpendicular to the spine, while the tenderloin is a long, narrow muscle located beneath the ribs. So because the loin is lean, it is best cooked using dry heat method such as grilling, roasting, or broiling. Overcooking should be avoided to prevent dryness. And another popular cut is the belly. So it is located underneath the loin and extends alongside the underside of the pig. So this cut contains a high proportion of fat layers interspersed with muscle, which gives it a rich flavor and juicy texture. So the belly is most commonly used to produce bacon after curing and smoking. It is also used for pancetta and fresh pork belly dishes. So because of its high fat content, the belly is very versatile and suitable for roasting, frying, or slow cooking. So the fat in this cut contributes significantly to the flavor and its tenderness. So the next is the ham. So the ham comes from the rear leg of the pig. So this area contains large, well-developed muscles that are leaner than the shoulder but still flavorful. So the ham is one of the largest cuts of the pork carcass and is often processed into cured or smoked products. Common types include fresh ham, cured ham, and smoked ham. The ham is commonly roasted or baked due to its relatively low fat content. Careful cooking is necessary to prevent dryness. So ham is widely consumed and has high economic value in the meat industry. So the next cut is the side. The side refers to the portion of the carcass that includes parts of the belly and the rib area. So this cut contains both fat and connective tissue. It is commonly used for processed products such as salt pork and rib cuts. So the side cut is also used in various cured and preserved meat products. Because of its fat content, it contributes to flavor in processed meat. And this cut is less commonly sold as a fresh retail product and is more often utilized in further processing. So now let's delve into the differences between the pork and the beef carcass. So there are several differences between pork and beef carcass. So pork generally has more evenly distributed fat throughout the carcass, which contributes to its juiciness and flavor. And beef carcass, on the other hand, typically have more muscle mass and larger cuts. So pork cuts are smaller and thinner compared to beef cuts. And in terms of cooking, pork is usually cooked thoroughly to ensure food safety, while beef can be cooked to various degrees of doneness. Rare, medium rare, well done, and the like. Additionally, pork carcasses are usually processed younger, resulting in lighter colored meat, whereas beef comes from older animals with dark muscle color. So, to summarize, the pork carcass is again divided into five major wholesale cuts, namely the shoulder, the loin, belly, ham, and the side. So each cut is it differs in tenderness, fat content, and its uh the best cooking method. So it has different cooking method. And the shoulder is less tender and best for slow cooking. The loin is the most tender and produces high value cuts. The belly is fatty and flavorful, commonly used for bacon. And the ham is a large lean cut from the rear leg. The side contains fatty portions used mainly for processed products and many more. So, understanding these cuts is essential in meat processing, marketing, and culinary applications. So, with this knowledge, it will help us in selecting appropriate cooking methods and maximizing our meat and the meat quality. And I would like to give the stage to my classmate, the next presenter.
Introduction. Pork retail cuts refers to the different parts of a beef that are prepared and sold for cooking and consumption. Each cut has its own local name, texture, and level of fat, which affect how it is best cooked. In the Philippines, common pork cuts such as pork chop, lempo, kasim, and pigi are widely used in various dishes. Understanding these cuts and their local names helps consumer and cooks choose the right meat for specific recipes and cooking methods. Good day, everyone. My name is Chanel S. Ignacio. Today, I will be discussing the different pork retail cuts and their local names, including their common cooking uses. I will also present a short overview of the poultry sections. Let us begin with the pork retail cuts. First is the pork chop. This cut comes from the loin of the pig and usually includes a bone. It is tender and commonly used for frying, grilling, or baking. Many people enjoy it as a simple pan-fried dish or red pork chop. Next is lempo, which is also known as pork belly. This cut has layer of fat and meat, making it very flavorful. It is best used for grilling, roasting such as lechon lempo, or cooking dishes like adobo and pamba. Third is kasim or pork shoulder or balikat. This part contains some fat and connective tissue, making it ideal for slow cooking. It is commonly used in stew like menudo, apretada, and adobo because it becomes tender over time. Next is pigi, which comes from the hind leg of the pig. This is a leaner cat compared to others. It is suitable for roasting, frying, and even making processed product like ham. Lastly, we have pork belly, which is the same as lempu. It is enriched fat and flavor, making it perfect for crispy dishes like lechon kawali, grilling, or basting. That's
So good morning everyone. So my name is Carol May Pagtalunan and I will discuss the poultry carcass structure. So we have here the whole chicken anatomy. So what is the whole chicken anatomy? So it refers to the dressed body after a chicken slaughter, the feathering and evisceration or the removal of its internal organs of the chicken. So kaning whole chicken is commonly mo ni siya itong ginapalit sa market na dressed chicken. So familiar naman siguro mana no. So ang kaning sa whole chicken it is divided into primal cuts para sa processing and consumption. And it has its main anatomical regions include ang breast, ang wings, ang iyang thighs, drumstick, and backs. So these are the main anatomical parts of the poultry meat. So, ang kaning sa poultry na meat, if you compare din mo siya sa other meat animals, ang sa poultry na meat has a lighter bones and iyang less ra iyang connective tissues and also it has a higher portion of edible meat or kanang tanan gyud nga parts sa chicken kay gakakaon gyud nato siya so wala gyud masayang. So next, we have here the different parts of a poultry carcass. So first, we have here the breast. So the breast is located on the front or the ventral part of the chicken, and it is the largest, most valuable cut of the chicken part. So it consist niya siya mainly of the pectoralis major and minor muscles, which are responsible for flight movement. Although chickens kay rarely ra gyud siya ga-fly, ang kaning sa breast nga part kay ang iyang meat ani kay lean then tender and also high ang iyang ani protein. Make it nga kanang mas gina-prefer food gyud siya sa uban nga consumer sa market. So the next is the thigh part of the chicken. So the thigh is the upper portion of the leg attached to the body. So it contains darker meat due sa iyang higher levels of kanang hemoglobin nga support para mag-sustain ang iyang muscle nga activity. So kani siya nga part sa chicken kay mas flavorful and juicier siya sa kanang breast nga part. because tungod ni siya sa iyahang kanang higher fat content or iyahang mas taas ang iyahang fat content nga parts sa chicken. So next is the drumstick or the drumstick part of the chicken. So the drumstick is the lower portion of the leg part of the chicken, so extending from the knee joint to the ankle. So makita man gid ninyo no kung unsang porma sa drumstick, muna siya ang drumstick no. So like the thigh, it is classified as dark ang iyahang meat, and it has its firm texture and rich ang iyahang flavor nga mas suitable siya for kanang frying, kanang kanang drumstick manggod kay mas commonly luto gid ni siya kanang like i-fried nato siya kay mo man gid ang mas maayong mas best uses niya iyahang sa part sa chicken. So next is we have here the drummet or siya. It is the upper wing part attached to the body. So ang drummet, everyone mo ni siya ang drummet nga part sa wing part na ni siya. So ang sa wing part magud kay daghan siya na siya tulo ka kuan, so isa na ni siya. So it contains one main bone with more meat compared to the other wings part. So juicy ni siya and easy to kanang dali lang siya kauno no, as you can see, and similar na siya sa atong mas kanang same lang sila og porma atong sa drumstick. So next is we have here the wing or the wing flat. It is the middle section of the wing na part gyap ni siya nga located between the drummet and the tip. So it has the two small bones, as you can see na siya two small bones nga makita, and with tender meat in between and a thin layer of skin, as you can see, and it is known for becoming crispy and flavorful, especially kung gina-fried siya nimo pagluto. So next is we have here the wing flat or mo ni siya ang midpoint nga part sa wing gihapon siya. So it is divided into three parts. So the drummet, the winglet or the flat, and the tip. So wings contains a mix of white and dark muscle fibers but are generally less meaty compared to other parts. Kay ang kaning sa wing part kay mas daghan magid ang bones, so mas gamay ra iyang meat nga part ani. So kani siya is popular for snacks and appetizers due to its flavor and crispiness when cooked. So usually naani siya sa mga kanang gabaligya og mga fried chicken, mas lami man gid din siya gina-fried ang kani nga part sa kanang wing. So we have here the back part of the chicken meat. So the back part includes the spinal column and surrounding tissues, and it has less meat but is rich in bones and connective tissues. So as you can see, mas daghan gid iyang mga bukog-bukog no. Gamay ra iyang meat nga part ani, and mas ideal siya for kanang producing broth and stock, and it also contributes to flavor due to presence of fat and marrow. So kaning sa back nga part sa chicken kay dili man kay sa ako lang nako sa makita sa nako sa market, kay ang back part kay dili kay siya commonly gina baligya sa market, kay siguro dili kay siya demand sa mga consumers. So we have here next the tail. So the tail or the poulp's nose is the rear part of the chicken. So kani siya mas fat ang iyang skin with little meat. Ang mas baga ang iyang skin kaysa iyang unod. So giving it a rich or oily flavor because of its kaning iyang sa skin nga part, and sometimes gina-remove ni siya but valued in a certain dishes for its Sa kabantayan ninyo, wala kaayo ga baligya sa market o tail nga parts sa chicken. So we have here the last part. So the difference between livestock carcass and poultry carcasses. So poultry carcasses differ from livestock in several key ways. So ang sa poultry na kanang carcass or ayang sa meat, they have lighter, thinner, and partially hollow bones adapted for flight. So, while ang sa livestock have denser skeletal structure, as you can see sa picture, mas daghan gid siya ka ng skeletal structures or ang iyahang kaning mga bone parts bitaw sa iyahang meat, mas daghan gid siya sa livestock. And their muscle is more concentrated in the breast and legs. As you can see, naagid siya sa parts sa iyang legs o sa breast, naka-concentrated ang iyahang mga skeletal structures, ang iyahang mga bones nga naka-attach. So, ang sa poultry meat is generally more tender due to shorter muscle fibers and less connective tissue. So, as you can see, sa poultry or sa chicken or the whole chicken meat, mas daghan gid iyahang meat, no, kaysa iyahang kanang bones or kanang muscles niya or skeletal structures nga naka-attach sa iyang body, and less pud ang iyahang mga connective tissue, and iyahang fat pud is naka-concentrate siya or naka-distributed siya under the skin rather than within the muscles as marbling. And additionally, ang sa poultry nga mga carcasses kay smaller and easier kanang mas dali ra bitaw siya lutuon or dali ra siya i-process, and mo ni siya nga mas dali pud siya gakahalin kay convenient ra bitaw siya if mopalit ka like sa mga dressed chicken, palit ka ng whole chicken, madali-dali ra gid mo siya og kaluto kay dili man kay siya kanang complicated i-process, and mas dali ra gid siya lutoon pod kay whole chicken naman siya, and gamay ra pod siya nga kanang part as a meat. So ang sa livestock pud na carcasses are larger and require more extensive butchering or need pa kay magpalit kag mga livestock nga kanang carcasses or mga livestock na meat, kay need pa di mo siyang kanang need pa kag kanang maghiwa, maimo pa gid siyang kanang tagtaron para lang nga magkinilo ka og palit, need pa nimo siya nga tagtaron kay bugat man siya, daghan man gud siya, dinagko na siya ang sa livestock nga carcasses. So if kung asa ang mas convenient nimo, ang mas convenient sa livestock ug sa poultry nga carcasses, if magpalit ka sa market, so mas convenient gid paliton ang sa poultry or ang sa chicken meat nga mga pag-abot sa kanang processing and cooking nga processing. And that's all. Thank you for listening.
Good day everyone, I am Zobert Gika and I will discuss poultry, wholesale and retail cuts. Poultry, wholesale and retail cuts. First is poultry wholesale. Cuts are the larger portion of chicken that are usually sold for further cutting or bulk use. So we have the whole chicken, which is the complete carcass not yet cut. So the next is halves, where the chicken is split into the two equal parts. Then we have the quarter, which is divide the chicken into four parts, such as the breast quarter and leg quarter. Lastly, we have cut ups, usually 8 to 10 pieces including the breast, wings, thigh, and drumsticks. Next are poultry retail cuts. These are smaller species that are ready to cook and commonly sold in market. The breast is lean meat and is good for frying or grilling. The thigh is more juicy and flavorful, often used for adobo. The drumstick is popular for fried chicken. and the wings are commonly used for fried or buffalo wings. The back is usually used for soup or broth. Now, for specialty cuts, these are the more processed or specific parts of the chicken. The fillet is the boneless chicken breast with no skin, often used for sandwich for nuggets. Wings can also be separated into parts like the drummet and winglet. We also have the boned chicken, where the meat removed from the bones for easier cooking. In the Philippines, we also have local market styles. The adobo cut includes mixed small parts, and the tinola cut is chopped chicken with bones for soup. The fried chicken cut is the standard 8 to 10 pieces, and the fillet is commonly used for fast food meals. So, in the summarize, wholesale cuts are the largest portion, retail cuts are the smaller, ready-to-cook pieces, and specialty cuts are more processed local style, depends on the dish being prepared. That's all.
Good day, everyone. Next, I will be discussing the identification of meat cuts and local names in the Philippine market. This is commonly used in our markets and commonly used in home cooking. So, some of the photos I will be showing it in my PowerPoint presentation, but some I will be just discussing it. First one is the pork or the baboy. We have the pork belly, locally known as liempo. It is a fatty cut, perfect for grilling, for example, inasal or barbecue. And pork shoulder, locally known as kasim, slightly tough, good for stews. Example is adobo or menudo. A pork leg, which is the foreleg, the locally known as pata, used for patatim or the famous crispy pata. The next one is the pork leg in the foreleg, locally known as pige, leaner than kasim, good for ham and stews. We also have pork ribs, locally known as tadyang, best used for sinigang and barbecue. We also have the pork loin or the lomo. It is a lean meat, good for fried or roasted dishes. Pork knuckle, locally known as pata, used for crispy pata or paksiw. The pork head or the ulo ng baboy, it is best used for sisig. And the pork blood or the dugo is used for dinuguan. And now let's move on to the chicken or the manok. First one is the whole chicken or locally known as buong manok, best for roasting or frying. And we also have chicken breast or the dibdib. It is a lean meat and good for frying or grilling. Chicken thigh or the hita, it is a very juicy and flavorful meat cut. And the chicken drumstick or the paa, popular for fried chicken. Chicken wing or the pakpak, best for fried or barbecue. Chicken liver or the atay, best used in adobo or menudo. Chicken feet or the adidas, it is commonly seen in our street foods like barbecue. And we also have the baka, the beef shank or locally known as bulalo, with bone marrow, used for bulalo soup. We also have the beef brisket or the pecho, good for slow cooking like nilaga. Beef chuck or the kasim ng baka, for stews like caldereta. Beef ribs or the tadyang ng baka is best used for sinigang or nilaga. And the beef tenderloin or the lomo is a very tender and good for steak. Beef sirloin or the bistik cut, it is best used for bistik Tagalog.
We also have the ground beef or the giniling, best used for lumpia or any other giniling dishes. We also have beef stripe or the goto, best used for goto soup. And we also have the baka, the beef shank or locally known as bulalo, with bone marrow used for bulalo soup. We also have the beef brisket or the pecho, good for slow cooking like nilaga. Beef chuck or the kasim ng baka for stews like caldereta. Beef ribs or the tadyang ng baka is best used for sinigang or nilaga. And beef tenderloin or the lomo is a very tender and good for steak. Beef sirloin or the bistik cut, it is best used for bistik Tagalog. We also have the ground beef or the giniling, best used for lumpia or any other giniling dishes. We also have beef stripe or the goto, best used for goto soup. And we also have the baka, the beef shank or locally known as bulalo, with bone marrow used for bulalo soup. We also have the beef brisket or the pecho, good for slow cooking like nilaga. Beef chuck or the kasim ng baka for stews like caldereta. Beef ribs or the tadyang ng baka is best used for sinigang or nilaga. And beef tenderloin or the lomo is a very tender and good for steak. Beef sirloin or the bistik cut, it is best used for bistik Tagalog. We also have the ground beef or the giniling, best used for lumpia or any other giniling dishes. We also have beef stripe or the goto, best used for goto soup. Let's move on to the goat or the kambing. The first one is the goat meat or karne ng kambing, used for caldereta or papaitan. We also have goat ribs or tadyang ng kambing, best for grilled dishes. And we also have goat meat or the ulo ng kambing, used in traditional dishes. We also have these common terms in the local markets, or the laman or meat, or taba or the fat, balat or the skin, buto for bone, hiwa for slice, sariwa for fresh. That will be all. Would be all. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am April Jean Agcopra and I will be discussing about the identification of meat cuts and their local names. So basically, importante ni siya because it helps us choose the right meat for the right dish, and also makatabang ni siya sa tua para dili ta malibog when choosing or buying meat at the market. So first, I will be discussing the identification of meat cut. So now we heard the visual identification techniques. So when identifying meat, naatay ka ng K factors nga ato ang tan-awon. First is ang color. So let's start with the beef. Beef has a dark red or red due to the high myoglobin, while the pork is pink and the chicken is lighter pink due to the low myoglobin. And the next is texture. If smooth ang meat, usually is tender ni siya. And if medyo rough, mas tough or mas gahi. And then tan-awon pud nato ang fat ug ang bones para mahibal-an nato kung asa ni siya nga part sa meat. So next ang local naming system. So sa Pilipinas is we commonly use local names kung magpalit ta og mga meat. So kaninga names are based siya kung giunsa pagluto ang meat. For example here, liempo is often used for grilling. So knowing these terms is makatabang sa to avoid a confusion when buying meat in the market. In comparison for the formal versus the local terms. So for example here, the pork belly in local terms it is called as a lempo, while the pork shoulder it is called as kasim in the local terms, and the beef ribs is called as a tadyang. So, importante nga makabaluta both the formal and local terms para dili ta masayop kung magpalit ta. And let's now apply it to the real life situation. So in real life, magdepende ang meat choice ug ang cooking method. So if grilling, piliu na to ang fatty cuts like sa mga liempo, like sa lempo. If stewing, atong piliu ng kanang tougher cuts, kanang gahi nga mga cuts like kasim. So kung naa mo sa market, mas maayo if kanang sakto ang inyong term para sakto pod ang ihatag sa inyong meat. So quick recap lang is kanang, to summarize guys, ang beef is kanang darker siya, while pork is lighter, and chicken is muna siyang pale. So kung para ma-identify nato ang meat, ginalantaw nato ang iyang color, iyang fat, iyang texture og iyang bone. So in conclusion, identifying meat cuts is important para sakto ang pagluto o sakto pud ang pagpili sa karne. Knowing both scientific and local names will help us especially in real life situation like sa market. So that's all. Thank you.